everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So it's time for us to do another Convincing My Bestie video where this time Mandy's going to convince me, and after the last time, which was a little scary for her, I'm a little scared this time.
Well, have no fear, Jessica. I am here to convince you to read a slow burn.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay, can do this.
And when I checked on our channel, this will be our first actual dedicated slow burn video.
Okay. All right,
so,
well, that's good.
So we'll have to see if the people like it.
Yeah.
Do you like a slow burn? Let us know in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have ideas for convincing my bestie, put those in the comments.
Yeah.
But only if they're friendly towards me.
Yeah, somebody said something about love triangles again. I was like, oh, she'd love that. But before we get started with this,
well, you need to hit that subscribe button because we love to give away free books on our channel. So make sure you are subscribed. Follow us on Instagram for an extra entry.
All right, without further ado.
First up, we have the AntiEP Brother by Tijan.
I know, you just want to look at that, don't you?
That's why I bought the book. Okay, so I did read this a while ago, but then I saw the book at the store and I was like, oh, I gotta buy it. Okay, so we have Summer, and Summer is in love with her stepbrother, Kevin. And she revolves her entire life around the fact that she thinks when she goes to college, at the same college that he's going to, that they will finally be together. And Kevin is kind of a user and a player, and so things don't go as planned. And she meets Caden, and Caden is like the anti-stepbrother. And he's a little aloof to most people, but for some reason, he lets Summer into his world a little bit. And she starts to think that maybe Kevin isn't everything. Maybe the anti-stepbrother is what she needs. Okay. It is a little bit of a slow burn, though. That's why it's in this video.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay.
And again.
Mandy will be sleeping with that book tonight.
Okay. Next is a book I think I've tried to convince you to read before, and I could be wrong. It's called Cocky Bastard by Penelope Ward and Vi Keeland. This book I thought was going to be a lighthearted read. It is definitely a slow burn. It takes a very long time to get there, but you don't realize that because it's so incredibly good, and it is emotional. I cried. So we have Aubrey. Aubrey is moving across the country and kind of starting life over. I cannot get over my hair today. It's just driving me insane.
Oh yeah, well this looks just...
Okay. And so she's on this cross-country drive, and her and Chance end up deciding basically to carpool across the country. They don't know each other.
Okay.
But they end up carpooling across the country together. They pick up a baby goat. Like, they have a lot of fun antics. And his initials are actually CB, and she asks him what it stands for, and she's like, oh wait, it must be Cocky Bastard, right? Because they don't get off on the best foot to start with.
Okay.
But things evolve on their road trip.
Okay.
It's very good.
Okay.
Okay. Please pardon this pause while I figure out what next book I'm going for. The next one is one that most everybody in the world has read.
Except for me.
You.
Okay.
And this is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh.
Thanks.
So this is, I don't even need to tell anybody what this is about. But we have Johnny and Shannon. Shannon has a horrific, horrible, awful, really hard to read about home life, which has led her to be viciously bullied at school, and she has a very hard time standing up for herself, and she gets transferred to a private school. Johnny plays rugby there, and he's very famous. He's about to go, like, up.
Whatever they call it.
Yeah, I don't remember, like, what it was called, sorry. But he's about to get called up to play, like, big-time type stuff. So he's well-known.
Okay.
Well, on Shannon's first day at the private school, she walks up on the pitch where she's not supposed to be, and he knocks a ball and knocks her over, and she like goes out like down, and he feels horrible. And her mom kind of freaks out because she thought that it was on purpose, like she's already being bullied again. And so Johnny kind of starts to go out of his way to try and take care of Shannon a little bit and befriend her, and he really starts to fall for her. It is a long read. There are 2 books. It is a slow burn, but it is incredible. And there is hilarious moments. Like my favorite is when Johnny is in the hospital and he's all drugged up and he starts seeing some crazy funny stuff. So, fantastic.
You don't know anything about getting crazy phone calls from hospitals, do you?
Nope. Nothing.
I always called Mandy after my surgeries. It was always interesting. Okay.
Next, I have The Summer I Destroyed You by Elizabeth O'Rourke. This is the latest book in the Summer series, and we have Emmy, who is set out for revenge on the town. And I should tell you, it is like a nice read to read the series in order, but you really can read this one as a standalone. There's really very little about these people. Like Emmy, I've never even heard of her until I read this book, and Liam's just a friend that's like very distant, if that makes sense. Okay, so Emmy is out for revenge on the town. She grew up there and she hates the town, and she works for a big developer now and wants to basically buy the town up and develop it.
Okay.
And that is what she sets out to do. Liam wants to save and preserve much of the town and is trying to come up with a plan to do this. And he works in construction, and he's actually been hired by Emmy to work on one of the buildings there. So Emmy is kind of is like his boss basically, but he's his own boss for his construction company. So, what was it? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So Emmy is very closed off and guarded, and Liam just kind of is just this cinnamon roll hero who wants to just do good and take care of her, even though she's trying to destroy the town. And he's just like, okay, but he's not a doormat either. Okay. So it is a slow burn while they work through a lot of stuff. I really enjoyed it. Okay. The next one I have is by an author who is famous for her slow burns. Who's this going to be?
Mariana Zapata.
Yes, thank you for saying her name for me. This is called The Best Thing. And so we have Lenny.
I just want to see the cover.
Oh, Lenny has moved, like, so this is told in a way that you don't really understand exactly what's going on, and it goes in some flashbacks, okay? So Lenny has moved home. She has a child, and she's living her life, okay? She feels happy, content. Jonah suddenly shows back up and is very confused as to why Lenny wants nothing to do with him. And we are also a little confused by that as well.
Okay.
I can't give anything away because it would give away stuff. So if you know the author, you know her slow burns, you know that they are slow, but they're good. Okay.
Very good. Yeah.
So the back cover for this book is more vague than what I just did. Okay. So it's a very much going blind. That's where we're going. Okay. Did I get 6 yet?
No.
That's exciting. Okay. Oh, that's because it was the book I finished today. Okay. The next one is The Best Laid Plans by Carla Sorensen. Okay. You always got to check my pronunciation of authors' names. So we have Burke, who is a football player, and he just got out because he had an injury. And he has decided he is moving to Florida, and he actually says he wants to sit on a beach and read a book if he wants to, and he just wants to live like some downtime.
Don't we all?
And his sister just got a house in Florida with her twins, and so he's very excited to reconnect like, they're not a stranger or anything, but he's been so hyper focused on his football career that they haven't spent a lot of time together. So he's very much looking forward to this. When he finds out that one of his very good friends was killed with his wife, the best friend, and his wife were killed, and they have left this house to him.
Okay.
This house was his grandparents' house, so he knows about it. And it was his friend's dream to buy this home when he could afford it and restore it to its glory days and get it on the historical register and all of that. It's like a big piece of property and house and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's been left to him, but it's not in great condition. So he goes to try and figure out like what's going on with this, and Charlotte is there. So when he gets there, Charlotte's aunt, who's a little on the eccentric side, has convinced her that she needs to handcuff herself to the banister of this house to prove a point that she is dedicated to seeing this through. So she does. Burke is not impressed. So they don't really start off on the best foot, and Burke is not really sure what he wants to do with this place, and he has some conflict of feelings in his own life that he needs to kind of work through. So it's very much a slow burn while he does a lot of self-discovery to figure out what he needs to do. Okay. Those are the 6 books. Our slow burns.
Okay.
What are you gonna pick?
Good Lord. I think I've read everything, like one thing by almost every author except for Carla Sorensen and Chloe Walsh. And I honestly, guys, I'm sorry, I have no desire to read Chloe Walsh's books. I just don't. I don't. I'm sorry, girls, don't hate me. Because I know
you don't like Wyatt.
I don't, and I know that poor Jen and Amber are both like how could she not?
Me too.
And you, yes,
so good. Although we won't talk about the latest book in that series.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go with the best laid plans. I'm gonna try a new author. Are we gonna see her? This author?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna try this author out.
I believe so.
I think so.
In one of the upcoming
of our upcoming things. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Jessica. What did you think?
I thought it was cute. I gave it 4 stars. It's I would say it's a palate cleanser. It's not, there is some of the emotional stuff with the friends dying, but you don't have that connection to them really. Mm-hmm. So it's not that emotional. So it was good. It was a good book. I'm really excited to read the next one.
Yes. Then I've read the next one and it was really good.
Yeah. That's the one when they were talking about it, I was like, oh, that's the one I want.
Yeah.
So
slow burn though, I think a lot of times in slow burn, you don't always get the angst.
No.
And because there's this fine line between slow burn and angst. Like you have to really already be feeling for those characters to really get the angst.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was cute. There were some cute moments. There were some funny moments. It was worth the read. I gave it
Definitely.
4. Did I say that? I gave it 4 stars.
Yes.
Yeah. It's worth the read. So go read it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. There's our slow burn recs.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's
Jessica
go pack and
approved.
Go to Canada. What? Yeah, Jessica approved. Let's go pack and go to Canada now, okay?
Let's do this.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. Go for it, Mandy.
Make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us, and also hit that notification button because we do like to drop surprise videos.
Yes.
And
yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.